Hey, I'm Yoad. Welcome to my studio. Today, we're going to mix a song, Nashville Style. So this song was produced by a top producer, performed by top musicians in a top Nashville studio, top singer, great song. Let's see what we can do with it. This is the rough mix. So here we have all the tracks. The faders are set to -9 dB, so we have some headroom. And let's hear what we get. The approach I'm going to take with this song is a zoom out approach. So I'm going to try to balance everything without having to solo each track and get the mix done in this way. So we can hear that we have very loud programmed heads. The pad is quite loud. The vocal is quite quiet. And I'm just going to go and balance the tracks before I do anything else. We have some snare samples which are quite loud. So these are great sources. The only thing I need to make sure is that I don't mess it up because everything is recorded so well. It's 90% balance in this case. I've done some work on this session, mainly mix prep, which I cover in other videos. And what I did here is I split this guitar into a verse and a chorus. In the chorus, I pan it to the left against this guitar, this chorus guitar. So we have like a stereo thing going. As you can hear, the guitars are recorded really well. But I said I'm not going to solo anything, so I'm not going to do that while mixing. I'm just going to play you so you can assess the quality of the recordings. And we have some samples to kind of augment the sound. So that's the snare top. You can hear that there's not much spill at all from the hi-hat, bottom snare. And we have a side mic, which I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to use. We have some more samples here. And here we have a rim shot, which is nice, especially in the first verse. Hi-hat, and here we have a lot of overhead microphones and room microphones. So that's the main overhead for me. More room mics, beautiful room, as you can hear. That's very cool. So I'm not too keen about all these mono microphones because they tend to narrow the stereo image. However, this I like. And then we have those loops here. And that's pretty much it. For the lead vocal, I received a stereo process stem, which is the way the producer and the artist like the vocal. So I'm going to respect that and use that as the main vocal stem. The next stage will be to insert a tape plugin across all the tracks to give it that analog warmth, and then running through SSL channels across all the tracks as well, because that's how I like to mix on analog desks, and we're going to give it that flavor. So I'm going to insert the Ampex master tape. I prefer it to the Studer, which is more like a multi-track. I find it a little bit heavy on the low end. I like the sound of this one. And then we're going to insert the SSL channel. And as you can see, the dynamics are on already and the threshold is at 0, which means that we're getting a little bit of makeup gain already, and anything that will be above the threshold will trigger very, very mild compression. Let's hear the before and after. Let's see what the tape does to the mix. So I'm hearing more depth, and it just sounds kind of better. And now let's engage the SSL channels. So as you can hear, the makeup gain is on across all the tracks, so it's a little bit louder, but there's something very solid about the sound, because some of the drums will get a tiny bit of compression already, because even though we can't see it on the gain reduction meter, the drums will get a little bit compressed, so we get kind of beefier and more punchy sound already. So we have those snare samples, and what I want to do is distort this one a little bit, make it a bit more crunchy, and then I want to use the fast attack on the compressor and very fast release. So I'm going to get the length and the sustain of the hit. So it makes it softer, because without it, it kind of pokes a little bit. Makes it slightly wider. I can find that honky frequency and take it out, and maybe add some lows. And let's listen to the other one. Slightly right here. Scoop a little bit of that high mid. Okay, I want a little bit of body on the piano, so I'm going to find a very broad cue. Yes. And some compression. Okay, I'm hearing too much of these mono mics on the drums. Better. Now here on the overheads, I want to get more of the cymbals, the crashes. So I can use the magical 8K in bell mode on the overheads. I'm going to compress them very gently. But now the hi-hat has come up too much. So I'm going to use a transient shaper, which will also cut the transients on the kick and snare, leaving mainly the cymbals. Now these hi-hat loops are really loud. However, they do drive the song. This one is very sharp. Again, I'm going to flip it to mic, distort it so it's less pokey, and find this nasty frequency and bring it down. We don't need it to be so bright. So it's almost like a shaker. And this is like an offbeat. That's fine. Now here we have the bass doubled by a synth bass, which doesn't need to be boomy, because we want to get that from the bass guitar. So let's look at the bass. Bit of compression, some lows, and we don't need anything below 30. Nice. So the one thing that's in the way of the bass at the moment is the kick. Let's see what happens if we reverse the phase on the sub kick. Suddenly, we have much more space. Now, I want to boost some lows on the sub into the compressor. And I want fast attack because I want it to basically catch every hit. So you can hear how the bass comes out by that action, and I can take the kick out down as well, and the kick in is where we're going to get the punch from. And let's see how the sample integrates in all that. It's a little bit clicky, so I'm going to add lows to it, again using high pass, and I'm going to scoop out around there. So now we can lower it in the mix, and let's do something similar with the main kick, that boxy frequency, and we can add a bit of lows. Okay, and we need something on the toms to make them bigger. Let's cycle around this tom fill. First thing we're going to do is to pan the toms, make them a bit louder. We need to take out some of the mid, which is around 800 maybe, and give it some more lows. Yes, and floor just need some lows, and we again want to use a high pass filter, maybe some punch. Let's take another fill. Okay, and we want to add some reverb to those tones. So I'm using this old, very lo-fi reverb, which I really like.
In the end, will we be friends?
And we can send the snare sample to it as well, just to give it some width.
You've cast your spell.
Love that reverb.
See what path I've chose. Stolen moment.
And here we want to send it all the way up on this hit.
Stolen moment.
Maybe not as much.
Stolen moment.
Nice.
It's all we really need. Stolen moment. Hearts are free.
Bass is a little bit boomy.
Moments must last this time.
Let's try the lower boost. That's better. And we can add some presence to the bass. We can actually compress it more. That will tame it and then bring the level up.
Hearts are free. Stolen moments.
Okay, let's look at this lead guitar. Needs some more presence. A bit of delay. Nice. Let's look at this muted guitar. He wants to drive the song along.
In the end, will we be friends?
And let's use a doubler
Time will tell.
to make it stereo.
You've cast your spell. Let's see what
Let's see how it works in the first verse.
patiently I take it all in blind.
Nice.
Is it true when I see you? That truth
And let's look at this guitar.
patiently
We need a bit of
I take
top.
it all in blind.
Could be compressed.
Is it true when
Yes.
I see you?
And
Truth is what
a bit of warmth.
in the end
We can pan it and give it some reverb,
crystal ball.
some spring reverb.
Time will tell. You've cast your spell. Let's see what
Maybe
I've chose.
scoop out a little bit of the
Patient
nasty
I take
frequencies here.
all in blind.
And we can give it a bit more blows. Yes.
See you. That truth is what I'll
And let's look at the chorus guitars.
It's all we really need. Stolen moment. Hearts
Sounds fine.
stolen moments.
And we have this
This time,
heavy guitar.
this time.
Sounds really good. I love adding some low mid in a very wide view. almost like volume, but with some coloration. Let's look at this synth sequence. This one drags to the right a bit. And in the chorus, heavy guitar is a little bit loud. I think it needs a bit of reverb, just so it blends better. And actually, the chorus guitars should go to that reverb just a tiny bit. We need some more delay on the lead guitar. And I would probably want to ride the piano up for this guitar solo. Piano can have a bit more presence in general. Now we need some de-essing on the vocal.
Stolen moments must last this time, must last this time.
Some presence.
Stolen moments.
And we need to ride the vocal in some places.
Stolen moments is all we need. Talk to me patiently. I take it all.
So from when the drums come in,
is all we need. You talk to me.
we can bring the vocal up.
I take it all in.
Now let's look at this sample kick.
Stolen moments
Sounds very electronic,
are free.
so I don't need any of that. I just want it to be like a heartbeat.
This time must last this
And filter out some of the lows.
stolen moments.
And give it
Stolen moments
fast attack so it's even more
are free.
compressed. You can lower it. And that's the kick out.
Time must last this time.
Something is a little bit sloppy still. Let's see.
Really need stolen moments
Let's look at the phase between them.
are free.
That sounds more coherent.
Moments must last this time, must last this time.
And we don't need any top on that. Let's look at the acoustic guitar.
Never look behind. Through the mist, I see your face. Such a gift I find.
Some presence.
Little time is what we have. Bring yourself up now.
I actually prefer when the song starts with just the piano.
One by one, never look behind.
So I'm gonna try and bring the guitar here.
I see your face. Such a gift I find. Little time what we have. Bring yourself up.
So if this electric guitar is panned to the left, let's pan the acoustic to the right.
We do belong. There is no.
And I'm going to copy the settings to this guitar and to the choruses guitar. And we have this mandolin. Let's see what it does.
Stolen moments is all we need. You talk to me patiently.
Nice. That works really well with the synth. It makes it more organic. Some compression to make it poke out more, and we can find some high mid that will emphasize it further, and we can send it to the reverb. I think it can go to a doubler as well.
Time will tell. You've cast your spell. Let's see.
Because we have a lot of information in the center as it is.
Stolen moments, all we really need.
Okay, this acoustic guitar is a little bit loud.
Hearts are free.
So I'm going to split this guitar so we can pan it against this one, and I'm going to lower the gain so they kind of match. And then we can have a stereo thing going. That sounds great. The mandolin is a little bit loud. And here we need a bit more mid. Maybe some presence in the lows, some body. Vocal can come up in this section. A little bit boomy. So I'm gonna scoop out some of the 160. Let's see if it works here.
One by one, never look behind.
Can have more mid.
Through the mist, I see your face.
Here we need to
I see your face.
maybe soften this.
I see your face.
That's better.
Such a gift I find. Little time is what we have.
Here as well.
There is no room for fear. Do not fret.
Not as much.
You belong. Do not fret. Do not fret. We do belong. There is no room
Let's
for.
look at this fill.
Patiently.
Can have some more lows.
You talk to me.
And it can go to the reverb.
I take it all. You talk to me.
Not sure I'm too keen about this closed room. I like
Will we be friends?
this one because it makes everything wider. But also we can clean up
Time will tell.
the low mid on that.
You've cast your spell.
And
Let's see
some compression.
I've chose. Stolen moments.
And let's look at this trash mic.
Hearts are free.
This is great.
Stolen moments. Must last.
Let's use fast attack.
Must last this time. Stolen moments.
We need more effect on the snare. Except for this point.
Stolen moments. Stolen moments.
I think there's another place where this happens. But we're missing this hit here. So I'm just gonna bring it across. Better. That intro guitar can have some reverb.
One by one.
And from here on, it's
Never
very small
be
changes, mainly on the vocal.
through the mist.
In the choruses, we can ride the vocal into a delay send.
Stolen moments. All we really need. Stolen moments. Hearts are free. Stolen moments. Must last this time. Must last this time. Stolen moments. Must last this time. Must last this time.
At this point, I'm going to send the mix to the producer so we can get feedback from the producer, the artist, the label, and take it from there. But I think it sounds pretty decent for an hour's work. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do, and I will see you on the next one.